learned about different shapes and different types, and today we are going to learn about parallelogram and its types and its properties. So yes, let's get started. So yeah. So in this session we are going to learn about parallelogram and its elements, properties of parallelograms and special types of parallelograms. So let's start with the very first topic, that is parallelogram and its elements. Okay, so here are some questions. You can just take a snap of this, and after the topic gets over you can just look at all these questions and try solving the question on your own. Okay, so let's get started with the very first topic, that is parallelograms. So yes, let's learn about parallelograms now. So a parallelogram is a quadrilateral whose opposite sides are parallel. So yeah, all these are parallelogram, and here we have ABCD, parallelogram ABCD, and its AB is parallel to DC as we can see, and AD is parallel to BC. So that means in a parallelogram its opposite sides are parallel. Okay, now let's move on to the second one. It's another figure. It's an quadrilateral. It's you can even call it as rhombus, and rhombus P, Q, R, and S. So here PQ or QP is parallel to SR or RS. So these two are parallel, and when we talk about other sides, here we have QS and PR. These two sides are also parallel. So अब हम देखेंगे दूसरे साइड पे. यहाँ पे we are going to learn किसे हम मतलब the sides which are not parallel are not called a parallelogram. Let's see. So यहाँ पे हमारा है quadrilateral A, B, C and D. So AB and CD, AB is parallel to CD, but they are not equal. But when it comes to a parallelogram, when these two lines are equal, so they will be equal in the length also, and suppose if here it is 6 centimeter, this will also be 6 centimeters, so they are parallel and equal to each other. But in here this is not called a parallelogram because the length of the parallel sides are different. AB is parallel to CD, but the length is not equal. Whereas next यहाँ पे AB and ED, when you look at AB and ED, these two sides are parallel but they are not equal in length. Same for AB and ED. AB and ED are also not equal, and BC and FE are also not equal. So हमने इस slide में ये पढ़ा कि parallelogram is a quadrilateral whose opposite sides are parallel and they are equal in length. But here all these two pictures are not called a parallelogram, though they are parallel to each other, but they are not equal in length. So now we are going to move to the next. So here we are going to learn about the elements of parallelogram. So basically this is a parallelogram and there are four sides, A, B, C and D, and we have got four angles: angle A, angle B, angle C and angle D. So it has got 4 sides and 4 angles, and some of these are equal. Some of these are equal, matlab CD is equal to AB and AD is equal to CD. So the following are some terms associated with these elements that we need to remember. So, so here we have got parallelogram, that is A, B, C and D. Here AB and DC are opposite sides. तो आपके दो opposite sides यहाँ दिख रहे हैं, AB है और DC है, दोनों opposite है, and AD and BC are also the opposite sides. Opposite means आमने सामने. Now, angle A and angle C are opposite angles. So A और C जो है ये दो angles हैं जो opposite to each other है, whereas T and B are two angles and they are opposite to each other. Now, AB and BC are adjacent sides. So AB or BC adjacent side है, and whereas find the other pair of adjacent sides. So we got AB and BC, and we can say CD and DA are also adjacent sides. Now, angle A and angle B are adjacent angle, so find another pair of adjacent angles. So C and D, angle C and angle D are also adjacent angles. So all these are the elements of parallelogram. So I hope you are clear about the elements of the parallelogram. It has got 4 sides, and here you'll get AB that is parallel to DC and AD that is parallel to BC, and we have got opposite angles also and adjacent sides also. Now let's move to the properties of parallelogram. So अब हम parallelogram की properties देखेंगे. Let's see what are the properties of a parallelogram. So there are some properties of parallelogram that are defined below. So इसकी properties आप ध्यान से, you can just note down in your textbook, the notebooks, so that you will like there's no need to like open the textbook and learn from there. So from your notes you can just go through. So the very first point that we come across is the opposite sides of a parallelogram are equal length. So जैसे कि मैं शुरू से कहते आ रही हूँ कि parallelogram के जो opposite sides होते हैं आपके दोनों equal in length होते हैं. So this and this is equal, that means these two are equal, and this is also equal. So these two are equal. Now let's move to the second point of parallelogram. So the opposite angles of a parallelogram are of equal measure. So जो opposite angle होते हैं, for example A और C हमारे opposite angle है, so they are equal in measure. For example, if A is 60 degrees, C will also be 60 degrees when it comes to a parallelogram. And if B is 60 degrees, D is also 60 degrees. So they have got equal measure. Now, let's move on to the third one, that is the diagonals of a parallelogram bisect each other. So ये जो diagonals हैं आपके DB and CA, they just bisect each other, and the common point you can see over here is O. So DO and OB, DB and AC are the diagonals, and they are bisecting each other at the point O. You can just call it like this. So I hope now you are clear about some properties of parallelograms. So let's move on to the next slide and learn more about parallelograms. So yeah, here we have got property, the opposite angle of a parallelogram are of equal measure. So we just need to prove this, that the opposite side, or sorry, opposite angle of a parallelogram are equal in measure. So let's take a parallelogram that is A, B, C and D, and let's name the angles over here 1, 2, 3 and 4. Now we need to prove if AC and BD are diagonals of the parallelogram, angle 1 and angle 2 are equal, and angle 3 and angle 4 are equal. So as we let's study, like, let they have cut these two triangles into equal parts and separated them. So we can see here, studying triangle A, B and C and triangle A, D and C separately, we will get triangle ABC is congruent to the triangle CDA by angle side angle congruency. Okay, and this shows B and D, this B and this D have same measure, so angle A or angle C will also be equal. So here we have proved that the opposite angles of a parallelogram are equal in measure. So I hope you are clear till here. So next हम चलते हैं दूसरी तरफ. यहाँ पे एक और theorem proof करने को दिया है. So here we have got the diagonals of a parallelogram, they bisect each other. So जो diagonals होते हैं वो एक दूसरे को bisect करते हैं. So you can just look at the figure A, B, C and D. So from the figure, by applying ASA congruency criteria, so angle side angle, so you can just see angle side angle, ये equal है इसके, and then as we know, this side is also equal to this and this angle is also equal to this. So we got AOB is concurrent to COD because this side and this side is equal. Okay, and this angle, you can just look at this angle and this angle, they are also equal, and this angle and this angle are also equal. So AO is equal to CO and BO is equal to DO. That is why this diagonal of a parallelogram, they bisect each other. So I hope you are clear till here, the properties of the parallelogram. Now we are going to learn some special parallelograms that are rhombus, rectangle and square in this slide. So this is called rhombus, and in rhombus it is a flat shape with four equal straight lines. So it's just a flat shape with straight lines, four straight lines, 1, 2, 3 and 4. Opposite sides are parallel, so its opposite sides are parallel and they are equal, and it has all the properties of the parallelogram and also that of a kite. So kite and parallelogram के जितने भी properties हैं, they are similar to rhombus. Okay, so I hope you are clear till here about rhombus. So next हम चलते हैं. The most useful property of a rhombus is that of its diagonals. That is, the diagonal of the rhombus are perpendicular bisector of one another. So ये जो diagonals दिख रहे हैं, they all are perpendicular to each other. Okay, so you have to keep this thing in your mind. And now let's move on to the rectangle. So जैसे कि rectangle के बारे में हम 6th class से पढ़ते आए हैं, so I don't think so there's any doubts in rectangle, but let's have a look at this. So a rectangle is a quadrilateral with 4 right angles. So यहाँ पे 4 right angles आप देख सकते हैं, and it is also defined as equiangular, quadrilateral, and each angle of a rectangle is right angle. यहाँ पे 90 degrees, 90 degrees, 90 and 90. So each angle is 90 degrees. So a rectangle is a parallelogram in which every angle is a right angle. So हमने एक और नई चीज़ पढ़ी यहाँ पे कि rectangle में every angle is of 90 degree. That means it is a right angle. Okay. So let's move on to the next now. So हमने rhombus के बारे में पढ़ा, rectangle के बारे में पढ़ा, parallelogram के बारे में पढ़ा. अब चलते हैं हम स्क्वायर की तरफ. So स्क्वायर के बारे में भी आपको काफ़ी कुछ पता होगा पहले से ही. But let's revise over here once again. Let's see some new points. So a square is a rectangle with equal sides. So square में क्या होता है, हमारे सारे sides equal होते हैं. Suppose ये 4 है तो ये भी 4 होगा, ये भी 4 होगा and ये भी 4 होगा. So it means all the 4 sides are equal in square. They are of a equal length. So in a square the diagonals bisect one another. So जो diagonals हैं एक दूसरे को bisect करते हैं and इनके जो length होते हैं जैसे TO is equal to OE and LO is equals to OB. So they are equal and here also they are perpendicular. So hence we get the property that the diagonals of a square are perpendicular bisector of each other. So जो square के जो diagonals होते हैं वो होते हैं, they are perpendicular to each other. Okay, and so अब आपको पता चल गया square के बारे में भी once again. So यहाँ पे एक question है. So you can just take a snip of this and try solving these questions at your home. So find the perimeter of the parallelogram PQRS. So PQRS दिया है जहाँ पे आपका 9 सेंटीमीटर ये दिया गया है, RQ and SP नहीं दिया गया है. तो and we know parallelogram में opposite sides are equal. So this SP would be 9 centimeter, and when PQ is 15 centimeter, this SR will also be 15 centimeter, and then we are going to add them up together to get the answer. So I have given you the solution also. So आपको अच्छे से आइडिया हो गया होगा किस तरीके से इसको करना है. Let me give you some hint for this also. So parallelogram यहाँ पे आपको दिख रहा है. If angle R is 70 degrees, find all the other angles. So ये 70 degrees है तो हमें बाकी सारे angles जानने हैं. So हमने parallelogram में पढ़ा जो opposite angles होते हैं वो equal होते हैं. So I have given you one hint and I think you can solve this. So अब चलते हैं हम कुछ questions की तरफ जहाँ पे ताकि हम कुछ क्वेश्चंस कर लें एंड उससे हमें ये पता लगेगा कि हमें जो टॉपिक हमने पढ़ा है वो अच्छे से समझ आया भी है या नहीं. Okay, so we'll just directly open the PDF and we'll learn from the PDF. Okay, it will take a while. Just wait for a while. Let's do some practice on quadrilaterals. तो चलिए अब हम एक या दो प्रॉब्लम्स करते हैं जिससे हमें थोड़ा बहुत आइडिया हो जाएगा क्वाड्रिलेटरल्स के बारे में। तो चलिए ओके, तो पेरीमीटर वाला जो क्वेश्चन हमने जस्ट अभी देखा, तो इन अ पैरेललोग्राम लेट मी in a parallelogram the opposite sides have same length, that is why ये जो 12 है यहाँ पे भी हमारा 12 हो जाएगा, 12 सेंटीमीटर्स, एंड देन 7 सेंटीमीटर जैसे कि आर क्यू है तो एस पी भी हो जाएगा, एंड वी नो पेरीमीटर इज इक्वल्स टू पी क्यू plus QR plus RS plus SP, so we will get 38 centimeters. Let's move on to some other questions so that we will have a clear idea about the topics that we have learned today. So चलिए हम करते हैं ये वाला। तो इस फिगर में BEST is a parallelogram. BEST is a parallelogram. We need to find the value of X, Y and Z. So here we need to just find the value of X, Y and Z. So since we know here S is opposite to B, so क्या हो जाएगा, अगर B की वैल्यू 100 है तो S की भी वैल्यू 100 हो जाएगी, तो हमारी X की वैल्यू क्या हो गई, 100. Now Y is also equal to 100 because measure of angle corresponding to angle X. So आपको पता है corresponding this angle is corresponding to angle X, so this will also be 100. Now Z हमारा क्या हो गया, Z हमारा हो गया 80, and why it is 80, since angle Z and angle Y is a linear pair, so it will become 80. So I hope here you are clear about this. Now let's move on to this question. So in a parallelogram ring, if measure of angle R is 70 degree, we need to find all the other angles. So measure of angle R is 70 degrees over here, and the measure of angle N would also be 70 degrees because in a parallelogram opposite angles are always equal. So angle R and angle N are opposite to each other, that is the reason they are equal. Now एंगल R and angle I are supplementary, तो हमें पता है supplementary कितने डिग्रीज के होते हैं, 180 डिग्रीज. सो एंगल R और I हमारा supplementary है, तो हमें एंगल I निकालना है. So measure of angle I would be 180 minus 70, that will give you 110, and since we got 110 for I and this T is opposite to I, so that will also become 110. So GI would become 110. So I think you understood here angle G and angle I is 110. Now so हमने ये सारे कर रखे हैं. ओके, सो चलिए अब हम कुछ क्वेश्चंस कर लेते हैं एक्सरसाइजेस में से, ताकि थोड़ा बहुत आपको और आइडिया आ जाए पैरेललोग्राम का. सो लेट्स गेट स्टार्टेड विद दिस वन, द एक्सरसाइज 3.3, and let's start with the very first question. So here you can see a parallelogram that is A, B, C and D. So here Sorry. Okay. So we have A, B, C and D. So हमें पता करना है AD is equal to what, and angle DCB is equal to what, and angle OC is what, and measure of angle DAB and measure of angle CDA is what. So for the first one, we know AD is equal to BCY because opposite sides of a parallelogram is equal. That is why. Now let's move on to DCB. देखिए D, C and B and angle DCB. So angle DCB से आपको क्या समझ में आ रहा है? This angle also. So angle DCB is equal to angle DAB. So यहाँ आपका DAB आ जाएगा. And when OC is equal to OA, जैसे कि हमने जब प्रूफ किया तो हमें पता लगा कि OC is equal to OA. Now let's move on to the last one, measure of angle DAB. So DA or B and measure of angle C, D and A. So ये क्या है? ये adjacent sides are always supplementary to each other. Okay, these are the adjacent sides, so they are supplementary. Okay, so let's move on to this one. So एक question करते हैं and then we can just wrap up. तो चलिए मैं ये tool ले लेती हूँ. So let's do this one, the first one. तो यहाँ पे हमारा दिया गया है A, B, C and D, जिसके अंदर some angles are given. So B is 100 degrees. So we know as B is 100 degrees. So इसका जो opposite है वो Y है and Z का opposite X है. तो let's get started. So x plus 100 is equals to 80 degrees, and why? Because adjacent angles are supplementary. So ये आपका x है plus 100. Let me write x plus 100 is equal to 180 degree because adjacent sides are supplementary over here. So ये हो गया आपका 180. And as we know, तो हमारा x क्या वैल्यू आएगा? x is equals to 180 minus 100. Okay, 180 minus 100 and we will get 80 degrees. So I hope you are clear here. अब चलते हैं z की तरफ. So जब हम z की बात करेंगे, ये है हमारा z. So z is equals to x. So जब x हमारा 80 है यहाँ पे, तो हमारी z की वैल्यू भी 80 हो जाएगी. Okay, so this will also be 80. Now let's move on to y. So जैसे कि हमारा b की वैल्यू है 100, so y will also be 100 degrees because opposite sides are equal. So I hope you are clear here. हमारी y की वैल्यू 100 है, x की वैल्यू 80 है, z की वैल्यू also 80 है and b की वैल्यू 100 degrees है. So ये था हमारा first वाला. And let's move on to one more problem and then we will just wrap up the session. तो हम चलते हैं सेकेंड वाले की तरफ. सो सेकेंड में क्या दिया गया है? सेम चीज़ है यहाँ पे भी. 50 डिग्रीज के ऑपोजिट में आपका z है, तो z की वैल्यू फाइंड आउट करनी है और x की वैल्यू एंड y की. तो सबसे पहले हम क्या करेंगे? हमें एक एंगल दे रखा हुआ है, वो है हमारा 50. सो हम करेंगे 50 प्लस y इज करस्पॉन्डिंग, सॉरी एडजस्टेंट एंगल है दोनों, तो हम क्या करेंगे? 50 प्लस y is equals to supplementary angle, so that will become 180. So आपकी जो y की वैल्यू हो गई होगी 180 minus 50. Okay, that will be 130 degrees. So हमारी y की वैल्यू आ गई अब 130 degrees. So I hope I am clear over here. आपको समझ में आ रहा होगा. तो अब हमें पता लग गया y की वैल्यू 180 डिग्रीज है, तो x ऑपोजिट है इसके, तो x की भी वैल्यू 130 डिग्रीज हो जाएगी. ओके, तो अब हमें y मिल गया एंड x मिल गया. व्हाट अबाउट z. So अब हमें find out करना है z. So z is also equal to x. Why? Because they are corresponding angles. So आपकी z की value भी 130 degrees हो गई. So I think you understood the second problem also. So what we will do is we will wrap up the session over here. So I hope you like the session a lot. So do subscribe to our channel. You can click the like button also, and there's one more thing I need to just discuss with you all. You can just avail all the benefits from the Justtutors. So you just need to click on the page Justtutors on Google, and you'll get this interface, and you have to just open this, and here you can avail all the benefits. Like you'll get free study materials, we'll get packages also, and then you can test your knowledge. So we have got all the subjects: math, science, physics, chemistry, biology from ICSC, and maths, EVS, science from CBSC, and from IGCSE we have got maths, and from US curriculum we have got maths. So if you want to test your knowledge, you can just click on this, and whatever subject you like, you wish to test, you can just click on that and you can give your test. And then you can even go to the worksheet page. So here we have got all the worksheet over here. So you can just click on the particular worksheet and you'll find all the syllabus over there. You can click on the syllabus and you will get all the worksheets of the particular syllabus that you wish to learn. Okay, and now हमारे कुछ courses हैं, वो है maths, English and science. So I hope you like the session, today's session, and in the next session I'm going to take science. So be ready for that session. Till then, bye bye and take care.